You're listening to the Movement is Medicine Show, a podcast hosted by Head to Toe Spine and Sports Therapy, a modern manual therapy practice in Edmonds, Washington. Now, let's get into the show. Welcome, guys. How's it going?
Hey, good, Barry.
Awesome. Bruce is here, Annie's here, and we are talking about hydration today.
Oh, yeah.
Now, hydration, a lot of people think is about drinking water, but we're going to take it way beyond just drinking water.
Absolutely.
We're going to drop some knowledge about what you need to know to stay truly hydrated.
Yeah.
Bruce, this is a passion topic for you. You've talked to me about water before.
Oh, yeah. You know I love this topic, and I love the research in there, right? Because like you said, hydration is way, way more than just drinking water. And that's what we'll talk about right now.
Yeah, where should we dive in? What's a good starting point into this?
Well, you know, I want to first give some credit for this podcast because this is not my knowledge. And really, Bruce got me reading this book that he had just read called Quench, written by Dana Cohen. She's a medical doctor, and Gina Bria. I think she's a nutritionist or a naturopath.
No,
I'm not
she's
sure.
an anthropologist.
She's an anthropologist.
Yeah.
So Bruce had me read this book. I read it all the way to Switzerland. I read the whole book, and I was so mind blown that I immediately went to a Swiss supermarket and tried to find chia seeds and all the right ingredients to start making these smoothies because it is really fascinating, and it's so, as Bruce said, so well researched.
Yeah.
Some of the main research has come out of actually University of Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Gerald Pollack, he's a PhD and a doctor there, and he actually discovered I'm going to term it the fourth phase of water, but it's also called easy water or structured water or gel water. There's different uses for it, but what he discovered really is that this other phase of water is much denser. It has much more oxygen content. And it has a different charge. So rather than being neutral, like H2O straight out of the tap, it's negatively charged, which isn't a negative thing. Negatively charged means that it produces it's how water produces and stores energy inside our body and how it increases our function. So when we think about the energy we need to heal and to repair our cellular structure, we need negatively charged water.
Yeah, that's true. And I think the history on this is, like you said, Dr. Gerald did a lot of research over at the UW, and there's been researchers across the world, incredible researcher in France and also in Russia, right? So this concept has been around for, I'd say, probably about 3 decades or so. But Dr. Pollack really sort of pushed it over the top with his research in his lab at the UW. And like you said, it's sort of like a gel. You know, it's literally like Jell-O, almost. But the molecules are arranged in a perfect order. So it helps to transfer electrons right along there, and it produces electrons that generate and move along the gel.
So interesting.
Yeah.
You know what a great way to think about it is, if you're trying to visualize this phase of water, is if you've ever soaked chia seeds, which I have all the time for my smoothies and for various other consumption. But when you soak chia seeds in water, like it's 4 times the amount of water to the amount of chia seeds, and you get this crazy gelatinous mass.
Yeah.
That's it. That's your gel water and your structured water.
So are we supposed to be eating it or drinking?
We're going to eat it.
Drinking it? What do we...
Very good question.
Yeah.
You know what really turned me on about this book is the anthropologist who participated in writing the book, Gina Bria. Check this out. Now, think about it. Let's put yourself in the situation. Have you ever been in a desert or for any extended amount of time?
Not recently.
Lived in it. Okay. Let me tell you. I've been in Saudi Arabia, right? And when you step outdoors and it's 120 degrees out for a couple days, you'll understand it can be dangerous, right? There's nobody there that drinks 8 glasses of water a day, okay? And the thing is desert cultures have learned how to get hydrated through the use of proper foods, how to mix the foods, because like Annie said, the foods or vegetables, etc., have this special water in it. And when you eat those foods, you really help absorb those waters, and that makes the big difference. And that's how they get hydrated.
See, that's fascinating because, like, right now, I drink about 1.5 gallons of water a day.
Yeah.
And you think about it, like, to your point, no one in that type of environment is drinking that much water.
Right.
They're just not even drinking 8 glasses of water a day,
Right.
let alone
Right.
half a
And
gallon,
you're probably
gallon and a
just
half.
flushing your minerals down. I mean,
Probably.
maybe not you because you're an advanced person in nutrition and hydration, but
I might be though.
but most people are. A lot of people cramping and getting other effects by diluting too many minerals out of their body with their huge intake of water.
Yeah, and it's not absorbing. In fact, I'll tell you, there's a interesting piece of research, like chronic dehydration is present in 20% of the people with kidney stones. 20%
Wow.
of the people with kidney stones are chronically dehydrated. So it could go either way. Either you have these problems because you're drinking a lot of water, but it's not being absorbed, or you're flushing out all your minerals that you should be absorbing.
So the secret is eating water.
And drinking it.
I like that.
Yeah, eating it and drinking it. But you have to still drink water. Obviously, we would not live without it. So we're not. Please don't think we're proposing not to drink water. But so when we think about where water is found, nuts and seeds. Who knew cashews were a hydrating nut? I didn't know they were a hydrating nut. Veggies and fruits being hugely hydrating. You look at a watermelon and it's juicy. Well, it's hydrating, and healthy fats.
Yeah.
Dr. Bruce has been putting ghee butter in his coffee ever since reading this book.
Yeah.
Because coffee's dehydrating, but you put some ghee butter in there, it changes it around.
Teenagers only drink about 15 ounces of water a day.
I believe that. I have a teenage son, and I'm always
Yeah.
thinking kid needs to drink more water.
Yeah, so that would be a great thing to start working with your kids to get them to start, let's drink more water, and maybe even look into this program that we're talking about.
Let's eat more water.
Let's eat more water.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of making intelligent or just like informed food, because we're talking about food maybe in a different way than we normally think about it. I mean, because we're a lot of times we're thinking about, weight gain or weight loss or healthy or unhealthy foods, blah, 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 but we're not necessarily thinking about hydrating foods.
Right.
It's a completely different, another perspective, right, to bring into this mix of proper nutrition, what we want to consider healthy nutrition, healthy lifestyle. Everybody, I feel like, wants to be or thinks they need to be or knows they need to be drinking more water. It's something that most people struggle with.
Yeah. And it's a simple addition of really the way you drink your water. They talk in the book about, kind of really dousing your organs and your system with water first thing in the morning, and adding to that water always a little bit of that Himalayan pink salt or another high quality form of salt, just twist, and either lemon or apple cider vinegar, or putting that plant in there, that lemon, the minerals from a lemon, that allows you to absorb that water and uptake it. Using water and putting, chamomile tea in it, squeezing some lime in it, some sort of a plant product in it, and a little bit of salt just transforms it into a hydrating water rather than just that pure water. So it's just such simple and really not untasty additions.
Yeah.
And then doing a real plant-based smoothie, blending up a bunch of greens and fruits and stuff like that. It's just a great way to just boost your hydration.
Yeah, what really got me excited about this is the power of simplicity. We get all pumped up about some new mineral from halfway across the galaxy, and it does this and it does that, but we really generally don't appreciate the simplicities in our own life, right? And the power, how it really affects you and how it works. And so I think this is one of those simplicities that we start to really utilize, and it make a huge difference.
So it's so ironic and interesting that we're always looking for these things that, to your point, are new and flashy and crazy, and when sometimes the answer is just right there, and the real breakthrough is the things that's right in front of you that just needs to be approached from a slightly different angle, and now it's transformed because what you're talking about there is like spa water. I was just thinking the whole time, it's like,
spa water,
this is like
yeah.
going to the nice hotel. You know, you roll into the nice hotel and it's just the regular ice water. It has like a bunch of lemons or cucumbers, and I'm always super pumped. And then I'll go and I'll be like, I don't know if I should be doing this, and I'll just fill my giant water bottle up with the spa water. But you're basically giving me permission just
You
to
could fill your water
make it
bottle
at
with
home.
the spa water.
Make the spa water at home.
Yeah.
And because this is the Movement is Medicine show, I have to plug this, right? We have this structured or gel water in between our fascia layers in our body, right? Okay, so we're all working fascia here, but with simple daily movement prep, we talked about it in previous shows, we talk about it all the time, that is a rehydrating process for your body. You have to move that. And you have to fuel it too with drinking hydrating water. But we're not talking a heavy workout. Simple movements, twists, stretches, gentle activation really rehydrates the fascial layers and will really slow down chronic pain in a big way.
Does this contribute, Bruce, when you're doing fascial work? I mean, does this contribute as well to imbalances that people have and to issues that they have at that fascial layer? When you're getting in there and you're doing that work, is this something that's complementary to those type of corrections that you're doing manually?
Yeah, Barry, I think so, because you can actually feel the tissue that's dehydrated versus tissue that's hydrated, right? And it will make a huge difference on their recovery, even how they experience what you're doing. So it's a key component. And like Annie says, it's just simple movements that can open up that hydration in your tissues.
I love it.
Yeah.
So great place to start. If this is something that somebody's like, well, I got to learn more about it. Would you guys recommend then picking the book up?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're not getting paid by the Quench people, but yeah, buy the Quench book. It's $15 on Amazon. It's
Probably less on Kindle. Like
maybe.
$7 on Kindle.
It's written easy to read. And, you know, it really falls in line with everything we talk about with nutrition, because all the stuff that you know is healthy. And really the stuff that you kind of know isn't the best is dehydrating. Coffee, alcohol.
Wait a minute.
Carbs,
wine is not hydrating. You're saying.
Dairy. I know, and you can't make your wine hydrating. But you can have a wine, but you have to have some of that spa water afterwards
You have
to balance
it
you out. But, you know, so looking at meats and cheeses and all that stuff, I mean, those are all dehydrating foods. A simple way to see if you're already kind of dehydrated is just to pinch the skin on the back of your hand. And if it tense up and kind of stays there, then you're dehydrated. If it plunks right back down right away, then you know you're not. But proper hydration is going to improve your sleep, your function in the gym. It's going to make you have less pain, way better mental capacity, reduce headaches, fatigue. It's a simple and terrific solution for a lot of health stuff.
Yeah, it's such a fundamental that we do that, and we're starting to utilize that as a tool, because then everything sort of comes in on top of that. But we know that we have a simple foundation in place, and you win.
Simple foundation is the secret to those big wins that we all want. Yeah. And that long, wonderful, pain-free quality life that we're all about building here on the Movement is Medicine show. There you have it. Check out the book. And if you're in and you want to talk to Dr. Annie or Dr. Bruce about it, they're happy to share their personal insights and personal vision with you on how you can incorporate this. Guys, thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm going to go get the book and get hydrated.
All right.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Talk later.
All right.